Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to video review for Spider-Man 3. As always, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the furry. To start off the furry, again, barking dogs, anthropomorphic bad guys. Yeah, moving on to the good and the bad. So, one of the things that I wanted to point out is that can we just give just a small round of applause for the simpler days, the simpler times when movies their sequels just had numbers on them. Like Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3. It makes it very easy when trying to Google them later on whatever streaming service. Whereas when you have like Coming Home or No Way Home, Homecoming, Far From like which one was first? I get that you had the theme of the word home in your titles, but try to remember which one was first. You just, and then just so many of these other movies that have sequels and what have you, like they can't just call it whatever movie 2. They have to have, that with some cooler subtitle underneath it. And, it's a sequel. People are going to have to watch the first one first, so just let them know. That movie 2. That movie 3. Just make it easy on us, okay? Just say. So, small round of applause for Spider-Man 3, continuing that trend for Sam Raimi of Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3. Okay, so, it stars the same people as the last two, minus the people that were killed, with the new addition of Eddie Brock and Sandman to the realm. I don't quite consider this spoilers, but if you don't want to know who the villains are, I guess don't watch this review because I'm going to get into that a little bit. So the villains in this one is Sandman, as well as Green Goblin Jr. and Venom. Not the Venom from the Venom universe. Don't worry about that. That's a different show. It's a series. Okay, so I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I will say that the first time that I watched it, I felt that it was quite bloated, overdone. I thought that trying to include all three of those villains was just too much in one movie. And this time around, rewatching it, I actually think I might have been a little bit too harsh on it because, especially compared to some stuff that's been coming out the last few years, I think that they actually managed to have a concise, tight story that gave each one of them an adequate amount of time and made the end fight sequence good and enjoyable to watch. And really, the only thing that I have bad to say about in terms of the writing in this is that I don't know if it was just cut or what, but I don't feel that there was a sufficient explanation for why Sandman went bad for a time period to have attacking with Spider-Man type of thing. They didn't provide a good enough explanation, especially because so much of this story and Sandman's screen time was about the bad luck that he had and about like he's sorry for the things he did, and what he did was like a lot of it was with either good intentions or you could understand the motivation even if you don't agree with his choices, and then other bad things were like accidents that he didn't mean to and he regrets. Like so much of this is about making him a sympathetic character, and then they're like, we gotta have a battle sequence, so now he's just gonna be evil for a bit so you can have the cool battle, and then after that he's gonna be like, my bad, I didn't want this, I'm gonna go, okay, bye. So, sure, I guess. But if you just go with it for the funness of that, and what I like to think is that in that particular time frame, because he got kind of knocked out of commission for a bit. I'm not going to say how, because I feel like that is a little bit spoilery. So he got knocked out of commission for a bit, and then when he came back was when he was all bad. And I like to think that, he's made of sand, and maybe the part of him that had reasonable thinking, morality, logic, hey, maybe don't be a bad guy type of thing, like that bit of sand just hadn't made its way back into him until after the battle. So that's the in-universe explanation I'm going to go with. But I liked Topher Grace in this. I thought he did a really good job, and I am much more forgiving of the Venom implementation this time around. I thought they did a good job with that. I still, of course, like the Tom Hardy Venom movie, first one, not the second one, much better, but that's because that's a whole movie to establish that character, whereas this he does have to compete for screen time. But yeah, and what I will say is that the first movie, two movie, whatever, somewhere in there, I was just like, Mary Jane, you a bad person because of how you treating your, fiance, and then who was about to be your husband, and then you left on the wedding day, and then just the things that are happening in this are just like, you a bad person, and this person's a bad person, and that person's a bad person. This movie, guess whose turn it is to be a bad person? That's right, Spider-Man. So, first of all, how dumb do you gotta be to let some random person take down part of your mask and just fucking trust that this person who, I don't know if she works for a reporter, she was, whatever her thing is, I don't care if you're in a class with her, you don't know enough about her to trust that she's not going to, in front of all of those cameras, just yoink your mask down. So, stupid move there. Second stupid move is that this is a thing for Spider-Man. This is the thing where the news is there, video, cameras, everybody there who wants to know about Spider-Man. And you're just going to let her take off half your mask to reveal that you are a clean-shaven white boy. Why? Why would you help them narrow down who you are by that much? Yeah, he's had his mask ripped off a couple times in the other movies, but in theory, none of those people took pictures, there were no video cameras, and, those people were saved by Spider-Man, so they're probably not necessarily going to be the ones that are like, yeah, he was this tall, and describing him to fucking sketch artists, okay? And even if they were, that's still a description, whereas this is camera time. So why? Why would you do that? Dumb. On top of the fact that, your whole thing is to not put Mary Jane or the people you love in danger by being Spider-Man as opposed to being Peter Parker taking down bad guys, because they would just go after your family. Well, you have now rescued random blonde chick and allowed random blonde chick to kiss you and present you with the key to the city. So, you have just made her target number one to make you vulnerable. People don't have to know your identity to be like, hey, this person has had a bit of 15 minutes of frame, they are now known quantity and you know them, you have a sense of obligation to save them because I'm going to put them in danger because you saved them, type of thing. And oh, by the way, you also kissed them. So that's just dumb. And so that was really stupid and bad Spider-Man. And then, Mary Jane just had a really bad day and he's just going on, and Peter Parker is going on and on about himself and how oh yeah, I can relate to Spider-Man, this, that, and the other thing. And you just need to shut the fuck up and just be how was your, what happened? Tell me how you feel. Yes, please explain it to me. I'm here for you. And he just, nope, was all about himself. So, and then the things that he did after that, once he got the Venom infection, that you can excuse away with the Venom stuff. But all this shit was before Venom. Before. That was your choice. You're a bad person. And you know what? She's a bad person too, so maybe you two deserve each other. Anywho. So, that being said, I get that you needed to manufacture the start of their disagreement, so I don't consider that necessarily bad writing so much as a bad decision-making process on Spider-Man's part. Not criticizing the writers who wrote that moment. The dance sequence with Venom Parker is just absolutely hilarious and still so cringeworthy. Just all of the third hand embarrassment, just oh god, oh, and that's what's happening, and then just all of that was just, that was difficult to watch in a cringy way, but I'm sure many people just enjoyed the cringe of it. I was just Spidey, why? So overall, definitely enjoyed the film. I liked the way the climax happened and the culmination of everything and the things that happened after. I just thought that it was an all-around good movie. So yeah, 2 thumbs up. I think it holds up. I actually think it's better after having watched many other movies, especially the last few years for superhero movies, that this movie I think will hold up far longer and has held up much better than some of the other more recent superhero movies. So give it a shot if you watched it back in the day or haven't watched it at all. 2 thumbs up. Now I'm just going to get into a little bit of spoiler. just real quick on. So spoiler alert, real quick. Green Goblin Jr. really should have just like pushed Peter out of the way or pushed Venom out of the way, but he had enough time to leap in front, pause, and then get speared by the, whatever metal pointy thing that kills him. Like, bro, you had enough time to move people or move things out of the way instead of just, like you could have warned. Like, it's Spider-Man. He has fast reflexes. He could dodge. So, but I get that you were trying to kill him, but like you should have been edited differently. I'm just saying to make that more believable without just being like, well, that was a waste. Also, he died from just that, which is kind of shocking. But I guess not any more shocking than the original Green Goblin dying from just like piercings here about. But yeah, still love the movie. Love all the actors, all really good, fantastic. 2 thumbs up. That's all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you at the next one. Bye.